What happens when you send intrusive college kids to peep out an unknown culture in Europe instead of Peru? You get a film that's way too long and nobody gets eaten by cannibals. Midsommar is the sophomore effort of writer-director Ari Aster, who made a name for himself with 2018's Hereditary. The film follows a neurotic psych grad student 20-something Danny, who following the sudden and unexplained elaborate suicide of her entire family, goes on a trip to Sweden with her boyfriend and his anthropology grad student cohorts. They're going to investigate a big event being held by a small mysterious community where their pal Pele hails from.
Oh wow. See what you mean about the pageantry.
The group hops a turbulent plane, then takes an upside-down road to the middle of nowhere to do shrooms with a couple of Pele's Swedish pals and a British couple they brought as guests. There's quite a bit of conversation about the sun never setting, which seems to freak some people out. But by the end of the film, it means fuck all to the story. Hunter Thompson must have spiked Danny shroom tea because she starts seeing people who aren't there before running out into the melting forest to pass out for 6 hours. When she comes to, they talk more about how it was daylight most of the night, which again seems like a setup for something, but it isn't. Next, the gang takes a walk through the woods to find the rest of the group, who it turns out are Danish pilgrims. After some introduction to the setting, the British couple are shown a tapestry that shows a girl trimming her pubes, cooking them into soup, and dripping minstrel blood into a cup to feed a guy she likes. They get shown around some more and are told some shit about how age brackets work in the community. Apparently you die when you're 72. The writer-director acts as if he's setting up a cunning mystery here, but it falls real short of clever and ends up being more condescending. As if that wasn't enough, there's a whole conversation that follows about the ritual that's to take place the next day. The anthropology majors know what it is, the audience has a pretty good idea, but apparently Danny is dumb in addition to neurotic, because she has no idea. Somebody should tell those girls they're walking stupid. There's a weird breakfast with the Knights of the Ruined Table before an elderly couple at the head get carried out to go cliff jumping. Turns out they didn't get the memo that the lake had receded and the first of the two just explodes on a big ass stone at the base of the cliff. The old man is next to jump and he goes toes down in perfect cliff jumping form, but being that there's no water to land in, both of his legs break completely off him and he's hemorrhaging out of his eyes. What do you mean That's okay though, because the townsfolk have a big fucking Acme wood mallet they brought from Wile E. Coyote for times like this. There's some backstabbing, thesis theft controversy, Pele's family died when he was a kid, and he has the hots for Danny. Danny wants to leave, but she's alone in that desire, so she has a nightmare that she burped up the smoke monster from Lost. Pele's redheaded sister just turned old enough to fuck and has her sights set on Danny's man. Christian asks the elders if there's a Kentucky hillbilly gene pool in the community since it's so small, and he's told that mostly they bring in outsiders for breeding, except for when they don't. The Brits vanish and Christian's buddy gets taken off into the woods to get shown something while Christian is busy eating pubes and drinking period blood. Good thing we had that tapestry earlier to explain what was going on, right? Josh gets his face smashed in by Leatherface. Danny goes to drink some special tea that teaches her Swedish, and then dances until she's the last one standing, so she's the queen of the whole fucking village now, because, you know, that makes sense. Christian gets peer pressured into doing more drugs.
You know what, I'm worried I'll have a bad trip.
Oh, no, you won't.
Danny gets sung to by the Who's down in Whoville and fed whole fish, before getting carried out on a carriage to bless some shit. Well, her boyfriend gets manipulated into the weirdest fucking orgy ever. This is when the movie goes completely off the rails. Everybody starts acting fucking nuts and mocking Danny while she's crying. Christian runs around with his dick flopping around for about 15 minutes and finds all his dead friends. Danny's costume's grown out of control, so she decides to have Christian stuffed into a bear and set on fire. Which makes her very happy. The end. So, I thought this movie was a big, steaming, hyper-pretentious pile. Ari Aster plainly tells you throughout the film what's going to happen next in one way or another, and I guess you're supposed to be shocked and surprised when it does? Oh, I guess not. He said in an interview he didn't care about making a film that was surprising with a well-crafted plot. He just wanted to make a pretentious pile of shit breakup metaphor. And the kicker is, Danny's supposed to be the hero. Another thing that rubs me the wrong way is the dumb ending. Everything that Dani does in the last hour of the film is out of character, makes no sense, and does nothing in the way of completing her arc. Oh yeah, and does it not matter why her whole family decided to kill themselves, and in such a bizarre and ritualistic manner? It was only the fucking inciting incident, and it didn't make any sense. This certainly warranted an explanation that we never got. Midsommar winds up, in the end, being a film about a neurotic girl who comes down with a serious case of Stockholm Syndrome and fucks over her boyfriend. I wish I could find some redeeming value in this film, but there's nothing there to find. Did you like Midsommar? You disagree with my opinion? Leave a comment below. Also, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and come join me next week where I'll be talking about The Invisible Man.